No sign of 009.
We need to inform M.
No time. I'm going after him. Make him call off the attack.
Are you out of your mind?
I'll be careful. He'd been the phone.
Go to the security room, first floor.
And you are?
Rob Minkley.
He's with me.
Come on, Moneypenny. If I lose the trail, we'll never know who they're working for. Oi, you lads got a 40 coffee machine?
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
You're not, Damien Mead.
Bond. James Bond.
If 009 slips through our fingers, we're the last line of defense.
Someone just tried to kill me.
Tell me you caught him.
'Any sage advice?
Play nice.
Always.
.007 First Light finally pulls back the curtain on who James Bond was before he became the legend. IO Interactive, the studio behind Hitman, is crafting this origin story with their powerful Glacier engine, giving it that same attention to detail, but built from the ground up as a Bond experience. You step into the role of a younger, less polished Bond, a 26-year-old Navy recruit drawn into MI6 as he faces his first true test. The game blends IO's signature stealth systems with the flair of Bond, social infiltration at high-class events, tense shootouts in enemy compounds, gadgets that give you multiple ways to solve problems, and even full-blown vehicle chases across exotic locations. It's designed to feel cinematic, but still give you freedom in how you approach every mission. IO has stressed this is not tied to any movie actor or storyline. It's a brand new interpretation of Bond, meant to grow alongside the player. They've hinted it could kickstart an entire trilogy, making this more than just a one-off. 007 First Light launches worldwide on March 27th, 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S.
Hello? Yes.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
Oh, you're FBI? Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Grace. Stay close to me.
I'm coming!
Keep moving.
What's wrong?
I'll explain later.
I've been watching you. You're not like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Tell me what's going on.
Something important.
Mom, I'm scared.
Grace.
They're coming.
There's no escaping your destiny.
Resident Evil Requiem is Capcom's next step into survival horror, and it's aiming to shake the series up when it lands on February 27th, 2026. Set 3 decades after Raccoon City, the story follows Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst and daughter of Alyssa Ashcroft from Outbreak. Her investigation pulls her into the chilling Wrenwood Hotel, a place tied to her mother's death, and the game wastes no time throwing her against monsters that stalk through walls, ceilings, and shadows. Built on the newest RE engine, Requiem lets players switch seamlessly between first-person and third-person, making every encounter feel tailored to how you want to experience the fear. The focus this time isn't on a hardened soldier, but on someone vulnerable, forced to outsmart and survive through puzzles, stealth, and split-second decisions. Capcom has called this a new era of survival horror, and with psychological tension, path-traced lighting, and cinematic atmosphere, Requiem is looking to redefine what Resident Evil can be. It launches on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC. Phantom Blade Zero is a fast-paced action RPG that drops you into the dark, stylish Phantom world, a blend of wuxia, steampunk, and myth. You play as Soul, an elite assassin betrayed and left for dead, only to be revived with a cursed treatment that leaves him just 66 days to live. That countdown drives every choice as you hunt down the conspiracy against you. Built in Unreal Engine 5, combat is the star here. Lightning-fast swordplay, parries, dodges, wall runs, and cinematic finishers that feel like watching a martial arts epic unfold in real time. S-Game calls it Kung Fu Punk, mixing the discipline of Chinese martial arts with gritty fantasy and mechanical flair. Unlike a pure Souls-like, Phantom Blade Zero aims for accessibility without losing the thrill of big boss battles, branching regions, and side quests that reward exploration. With its sharp visuals, brutal speed, and an original take on the genre, this one's shaping up as a major AAA event when it lands on PS5 and PC, rumored for 2026.
There you are. All better.
You patched me up?
I am DI-03367. They are Pragmata.
Whoa, hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something?
I'm good.
Get behind me!
I think I can help.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack!
Pragmata is Capcom's bold new sci-fi action-adventure set to finally arrive in 2026 after years of delays. Built on the RE engine, it takes players to a lunar research station in the near future where humanity has discovered lunafilament, a strange material that can replicate anything given the right data. You step into the suit of Hugh, an astronaut sent to investigate after all contact is lost. Things quickly collapse when a lunar quake strikes, leaving Hugh injured and saved by an android he names Diana. From there, it's the two of them against a broken station full of rogue AI, corrupted robots, and mysteries that could decide Earth's future. Gameplay mixes third-person shooting with clever puzzles. Hugh handles combat and traversal using thrusters for mobility, while Diana hacks security grids in real time to disable enemy armor and open paths. The blend of high-speed firefights, dual-character teamwork, and the eerie atmosphere of a dying space colony makes this one stand out from Capcom's usual lineup. Pragmata launches in 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Crimson Desert is Pearl Abyss's massive open-world RPG, now set for release in early 2026. Built in their Black Space engine, this game is a visual showcase, sweeping landscapes, dynamic weather, and brutal battles that feel cinematic in motion. The story takes place on the war-torn continent of Pywell, where the king lies in a coma and every faction is scrambling for power. You play as Cliff McDuff, a mercenary weighed down by painful memories and the responsibility of leading his band through chaos. Combat is fast and punishing, combining brutal melee strikes, grapples, and magic-like abilities with the freedom to improvise against groups of enemies or giant beasts. Exploration is just as ambitious. Deserts, snowy mountains, and lush forests filled with wildlife, resources, and hidden stories. Pearl Abyss has stressed this is not another MMO, but a single-player focused adventure with side quests, character interactions, and choices that change how the world reacts. With its scale, detail, and raw style, Crimson Desert is shaping up to be one of the standout AAA titles of 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Fallen samurai.
To think something like this was right under the city. What fearsome power! Be careful!
Oh, righteous! And after everything you and your awful kind put him through, too. Were you feeling left out? Here, let me show you something to cheer you up.
New ways controlling this lightning.
sorry. Anyway, do enjoy.
Onimusha Way of the Sword marks the long-awaited return of Capcom's samurai action series set to land in 2026. Built in the RE engine, it puts you in the role of Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary swordsman reimagined in a world twisted by demons and corruption. Armed with the Oni Gauntlet, you'll cut through Genma monsters while absorbing their souls to power up your skills and weapons. Combat is fast, deliberate, and cinematic, with light and heavy strikes, stamina-based duels, and the Break Isin finisher that rewards precise timing with devastating kills. The game isn't designed to be a punishing Souls-like. Capcom has instead focused on giving players the thrill of mastery and spectacle, where parries, deflections, and flashy special moves flow into each other. Kyoto's temples and streets are reimagined as haunted battlegrounds, crawling with supernatural malice and dripping with atmosphere. It's been nearly 2 decades since Onimusha's last major outing, and Way of the Sword looks set to bring the franchise roaring back, exclusive to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
我们必须在破城之前把阿宁带出来。
阿宁，等着我。
阿宁，阿宁，
阿爷，我将追随沙洲一举。
去长安，你这是让他们去送死！
输赢成败，皆如沙上之塔，风来即散，为众生之苦，长漫于天地之间。
回家吧，这一切毫无意义。有人，
天命所归，我才是大唐。 我们除了死更多人，什么都不会改变。
没有我的帮助，你走不出这片沙漠。
Blood Message is NetEase's first true AAA single-player adventure, built in Unreal Engine 5 and aiming for release in 2026. It's set in the late Tang Dynasty, where rebellion and war rip through China, but instead of casting you as a famous general, you step into the shoes of a nameless messenger and his young son. Their task is brutally simple. Deliver a vital message across deserts, war zones, and hostile lands to the Tang capital of Chang'an. But every step is a fight for survival. This isn't a story of heroes, it's about ordinary people swept up in epic history. Gameplay focuses on tense third-person action with swordplay, stealth, and survival mechanics, forcing you to ration resources and outsmart enemies while protecting your son. The world itself feels like a character, with windswept dunes, ancient fortresses, and cultural detail drawn straight from late Tang history. The themes are heavy: family, sacrifice, and duty colliding in a desperate journey. With its cinematic style and emotional weight, Blood Message is shaping up as one of the most unique AAA releases coming in 2026 on PC and consoles.
Our gods have forsaken us for fear of the coming darkness consumes all but you, lamp bearer. Something stirs within you, something ancient. harness this darkness within and deliver unto our so-called lords retribution. But should you fall, the world falls with you.
Wards of the Fallen 2 picks up a century after the last game, with the Umbral Plague still corrupting the land and the veil between the living world and the realm of the dead growing dangerously thin. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the sequel leans even darker, with brutal executions, twisted creatures, and a heavier horror vibe running through every encounter. Combat has been overhauled to feel faster and more punishing, pushing you to weave dodges, counters, and heavy strikes in a smoother rhythm. The signature Umbral mechanic is back too, letting you cross into the death-soaked realm with your lamp, but this time it's riskier and more interactive, as enemies stalk and environments shift while you're inside. CI Games has promised larger, more cinematic boss battles, deeper world design, and meaningful improvements based on player feedback from the first reboot. It's still very much a Souls-like, but one that wants to be bolder, bloodier, and sharper. Lords of the Fallen 2 is set for 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Monsters have always been here, watching from the shadows. And when we were at our weakest, they came out into the light. We feared for our lives, but we should have feared for our souls instead. The vampires didn't come to kill us. No, they came to rule. To turn us into mindless, docile cattle. Not me, though. They tried to change me into one of them. But I became something else instead. Their worst nightmare. A Dawnwalker. Trapped between the two worlds. Fighting to even the score. Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there watching, seeping into you, growing.
The Blood of Dawnwalker is a dark fantasy RPG from Rebel Wolves, the studio led by Witcher 3 veterans, and it's aiming for 2026 under Bandai Namco. Set in Vale Sangora, a kingdom drowning in plague and fear, vampires rule through a brutal blood tax that bleeds the people dry. You play as Cohen, a man cursed into becoming a Dawnwalker, not fully human, not fully vampire, and given only 30 days to rescue his family before the change consumes him. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game blends open-world exploration with a tense time mechanic, where every major action pushes the clock closer to the end. Day and night aren't just visuals here, they shape how you fight, sneak, or bargain, with different powers available depending on the hour. Rebel Wolves calls it a narrative sandbox, giving you freedom to approach quests through combat, alliances, or deception, and your choices carry lasting weight. With its goth gothic style, moral stakes, and a countdown driving every move, the Blood of Dawnwalker looks ready to deliver a new kind of survival-driven RPG on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。
Beast of Reincarnation is Game Freak's leap into dark fantasy, far away from their usual Pokemon roots, and it's set to arrive in 2026. The game throws you into a ruined Japan in the year 4026, a world where nature and machines have twisted into hostile forms. You play as Emma the Sealer, an outcast cursed with blight powers, traveling with her loyal dog Ku through lands that shift between lush forests, corrupted wastelands, and broken ruins. Combat is fast, technical, and punishing, drawing clear inspiration from Souls-likes, parries, dodges, and carefully timed strikes against colossal beasts and corrupted robots. But it's not just about the blade. Emma's bond with Ku is central, as the dog can scout, distract enemies, and help in traversal, making every fight feel like teamwork. Emma also commands plant-based abilities, using vines to climb or entangle enemies in battle. The tone mixes Studio Ghibli-like beauty with a grim, post-apocalyptic edge, creating a world that's both haunting and breathtaking. Beast of Reincarnation is shaping up to be Game Freak's boldest experiment yet, launching on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC in 2026. Next up, it's the big one everyone's been waiting for, Grand Theft Auto 6. Rockstar is taking us back to Vice City and beyond, with a brand new state called Leonida, inspired by Florida. The map isn't just neon streets, it stretches into swamps, highways, rural towns, even national parks, making this the biggest and most diverse GTA world to date. For the first time in the series, there are two main characters, Lucia, a former inmate, and Jason, her partner in crime. Their story takes clear inspiration from Bonnie and Clyde, as you plan heists, build trust, and carve a bloody path through the underworld. Built in the latest RAGE engine, everything looks sharper, from crowd behavior and weather to social media satire baked into the world itself. Rockstar says they delayed the launch to polish it to perfection, and the hype is sky high. GTA 6 officially lands on May 26th, 2026 for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, with PC expected later. This is easily one of the most anticipated games of the decade. Coming up, Gotham gets the LEGO treatment like never before, with LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. TT Games and Warner Brothers are crafting an open-world adventure that doesn't just retell one version of Batman, it's his entire legacy, from Bruce Wayne's training with the League of Shadows all the way to becoming Gotham's protector. You'll step into a Gotham built on the tech of LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Bigger, more interactive, and packed with villains like Joker, Penguin, Poison Ivy, and Bane. 7 playable heroes bring unique gadgets and styles, including Batman, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, and even Catwoman. Combat has been overhauled, inspired by the Arkham games, with fluid combos, cinematic takedowns, and 2 higher difficulty modes for veteran players. And it's not all grit. Classic LEGO humor is here, balanced with dramatic storytelling moments. With its sprawling city, customizable Batcave, and a story weaving together decades of Batman media, Legacy of the Dark Knight is set to land in 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. Next up, the grim darkness of the far future returns with Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 4. King Art Games is taking the helm, bringing the series back to its RTS roots after the mixed reception of the third game. Set once again on Cronus, this chapter unfolds with 4 playable factions: the Space Marines, Orcs, Necrons, and for the first time in a mainline entry, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Each faction comes with its own branching campaign, meaning no 2 playthroughs tell the same story, and your decisions can shape the fate of rival armies. Classic base building, resource management, and squad tactics make a full comeback, alongside brutal sync kills and customizable units. The scale has been dialed up, with sprawling missions, cinematic battles, and returning modes like Skirmish, Last Stand, and full co-op campaigns. For longtime fans, this is a promise to restore the strategic depth that made the series legendary, while opening the door for new commanders to step into the endless war. Dawn of War 4 is set to release in 2026, exclusively on PC. Next up, we're stepping into Chinese dark fantasy with Swords of Legends. Built in Unreal Engine 5 by Oregon Shanghai, this single-player action RPG pulls from the long-running Gujian series, but is designed as a fresh global entry. You play as Si-Pan, an underworld enforcer who dies and is reborn, carrying divine artifacts and cursed blades to strike back against the horrors spilling from the underworld. Unlike the massive open worlds we usually see, this one takes a wide, linear approach. Cinematic storytelling mixed with side quests, exploration, and combat arenas crafted around precision and style. The gameplay emphasizes fast swordplay, supernatural techniques, and switching between weapons to keep fights fluid and varied. The world itself is steeped in Chinese mythology, with crumbling temples, spirit realms, and demonic foes that feel larger than life. What makes Swords of Legends stand out is that it's the first Gujian title built from the start for a worldwide launch, aiming to blend myth, high drama, and modern RPG systems. Expected to arrive on PC and consoles, this could be one of 2026's big surprises. Next up, it's time for something twisted: Valor Mortis. From the team behind Ghost Runner, this first-person Souls-like drags you into a nightmarish version of 19th century Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. You play as William, a soldier who falls in battle only to be resurrected by a horrific substance called neptoglobin. That curse reshapes him and the world around him, filling the land with plague-born horrors and grotesque abominations. Combat is punishing but precise, forcing you to parry, dodge, and strike with brutal finishers, while supernatural transmutations let you unleash strange abilities that grow stronger with every death. Exploration borrows from Metroidvania design, unlocking new powers, revisiting old paths, and piecing together secrets buried in ruined cities and corrupted landscapes. From its grotesque enemies to its decayed, plague-ridden environments, Valor Mortis mixes the tension of Bloodborne with the immediacy of a first-person perspective. Launching in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Coming up, a political thriller out of South Korea, Mudang Two Hearts. Developed by EVR Studio, this action-adventure unfolds in a future where North and South Korea are on the edge of reunification. On the very day the peace bill is about to pass, terrorists strike the National Assembly, and you're thrown into the chaos as Ji Jung-tae, a North Korean Special Forces operative sent south under the treaty. His path collides with Gavi, a rising K-pop star, and together they uncover a conspiracy of manipulation, propaganda, and engineered rage that threatens to tear the peninsula apart. Gameplay mixes stealth, close quarters combat, and cinematic set pieces. You can crawl through vents, disable guards, or go loud with brutal CQC. The AI reacts dynamically, raising alarms and adapting to your choices. High-end motion capture and seamless cutscenes blur the line between gameplay and story, creating a tense, emotional ride. With themes of trust, betrayal, and truth itself under fire, Mudang Two Hearts is shaping up as one of the most unique AAA releases in 2026 for Xbox Series X and S, PC, and likely PS5. Next up, horror with a twisted edge, Reanimal. From Tarsier Studios, the team behind Little Nightmares, this survival horror adventure takes the haunting atmosphere they're known for and pushes it even darker. You play as a brother and sister searching for their missing friends on a desolate island, where the world itself seems warped by childhood trauma. Mutated creatures lurk in the shadows, while every puzzle, corridor, and encounter carries a sense of dread. Exploration isn't just linear. You'll navigate by boat to reach off-path areas, uncovering secrets and unlocking new horrors. The game supports single player with an AI companion or full co-op, keeping the siblings' bond at the center of the experience. Built in Unreal Engine 5, its visuals are both beautiful and terrifying, with imagery that speaks louder than words. Expect stealth, puzzle solving, and moments where running is your only option. Launching in Q1 2026 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Switch 2, Reanimal is set to be one of the creepiest, most atmospheric horror games of the year. Next up, we return to the very beginning with Gears of War E-Day. Developed by the Coalition, this prequel takes us back 14 years before the first game, to the night the Locust Horde erupted from beneath the earth. The city of Kelowna becomes ground zero as terrified civilians and unprepared soldiers face monsters they've never seen before. At the center are young Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago, not yet the hardened veterans fans remember, but vulnerable men thrown into chaos, fighting for survival and each other. Unlike the open world leanings of Gears 5, this one goes back to the series' roots with a more focused, linear campaign, emphasizing tight combat and horror-driven atmosphere. The Lancer assault rifle even makes its origin debut here, giving weight to one of gaming's most iconic weapons. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the scale of destruction, lighting, and detail looks next level, with horror playing as big a role as the action. Gears of War E-Day is set to launch in 2026 on Xbox Series X and S and PC, available day one on Game Pass. Next up, the galaxy far, far away takes a tactical turn with Star Wars Zero Company. Developed by BitReactor with Respawn and Lucasfilm Games, this single-player strategy game drops you into the chaos of the Clone Wars. You take command of Hawks, a former Republic officer now leading a ragtag unit of specialists known as Zero Company. Their missions unfold in the shadows, espionage, sabotage, and desperate firefights that decide the fate of entire systems. Gameplay blends squad-based, turn-based tactics with management between battles, letting you recruit, customize, and strengthen bonds with your soldiers. Those relationships aren't just cosmetic, they shape battlefield synergy and morale, and on higher difficulties, losing a soldier might mean losing them for good. Inspired by Andor's political intrigue and Rogue One's gritty tone, it tells a story of flawed characters trying to make a difference as the Republic crumbles around them. Star Wars Zero Company launches in 2026 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, promising a darker, more tactical side of the Star Wars saga. Last up, we've got Tides of Annihilation, a brand new action-adventure built in Unreal Engine 5 by Eclipse Glow Games. The story begins after an outworld invasion devastates London, leaving only one survivor, Gwendolyn. She discovers she can command the legendary Knights of the Round Table, pulling her into a clash that spans a ruined modern world and the mythic realm of Avalon. Her quest is personal: rescue her sister, uncover her own origins, and stand against demigods determined to end humanity. Gameplay blends fast, stylish combat with light RPG systems, letting you switch between weapon types, swords, bows, even bare-knuckle fighting, and upgrade through branching skill trees. Expect over 30 unique boss fights, each testing different mechanics and strategies. The atmosphere fuses Arthurian legend with apocalyptic fantasy, creating a world that feels both mystical and brutally grounded. With its mix of speed, scale, and cinematic storytelling, Tides of Annihilation is shaping up as one of 2026's most ambitious new IPs, coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.